Okay, question B will be similar to question A, right? Because you instead of a square, right? Question A has a square, we have a square root, right? So square root is like having a half, right? So that means over there you need to apply the chain rule as well, okay? So I'll let you start first. And this symbol over here is just another way to ask you y prime, okay? It means the same thing. Derivative of y with respect to x, right? So they put a little x at the corner. So please raise your hand if you have finished question B. You can leave your answer in exponent, okay? You don't need to write it out in radical form, okay? To keep your writing simpler. Actually, let's check when you guys finish the first step, okay? When you finish first, prime the left side and right side, don't isolate yet, okay? I want to make sure everybody got that part correct, okay? Then you can raise your hand. So just prime the left side, prime the right side. We'll check that step first. Okay, Carrie, can you tell us what you did?
So for the right, it would be 6x squared.
Yeah.
And for the left, do we apply like the addition and subtraction rule to the y?
Yeah.
So it would be y prime.
Yeah.
And then plus, well, root xy has to use the chain rule.
That's right.
So it would be half
Yeah.
bracket xy
Yeah.
bracket to the power of negative half
Yeah.
times y prime.
Times y prime. How come?
Then we have to prime the inside, right?
Okay, so prime the inside. What's inside? What do you see?
Root xy.
We have x.
Or it would just be xy.
Inside is xy. So remember, y is a function. X is the other function, right? So you got two functions multiplying. How do you prime the inside that is multiplying? What rule do you need to use?
Oh, product rule.
Yeah, okay, so that's why I left a lot much bigger space there, okay? So inside is a product of two functions, okay? So you got to multiply, use the product rule. Right, so Jeffy, did you use the product rule here?
Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
have 1 plus y plus x plus y prime
Say that one more time. 1
plus y
plus y.
plus x plus y prime.
How come you get so many plus? Go back and check the product rule again.
Uh, oh wait, it should be 1 plus y.
1 plus y. Are you sure? What's product rule? Can you tell us?
Uh,
If you
so
have f
pri-
prime, what?
yeah,
How do you do that?
fg prime equals f prime g plus fg prime.
Yes. So the f is the x, g is the y.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So f prime will be,
Just 1.
yeah. So this is the f. I'm gonna write that down. This is the g. So f prime will be 1, and then times it
Times
by,
y.
yeah, and then
Oh wait, okay. 1 times y plus x times y prime.
yes. There you
Okay,
go.
yeah.
Okay. So that's your product rule. It's good that we catch them now, right? So that's why I keep asking questions. So then hopefully I can catch anyone who has forgotten something, right? Then you can remember the things, right? Go back to check the notes. Right, the next part is we need to isolate y prime. Okay, so I would like you to uh, try to do it this way, right? The way I did it before. Instead of getting rid of all the brackets, okay, we can just only expand the part that we need. So I'll treat this part. Okay, I will highlight it. Yeah, so I will highlight this part. So this part is the part that's going to multiply in, okay? To get rid of that bracket, so then your y prime can be moved around. So your first, after you expand, it will look like half xy negative half y, right? Because multiply with the first term, plus half xy negative half, and then xy prime. Okay, so very confusing, right? A lot of x and y. And then you look for the terms that has the y prime, which is this one and this one, right? They both have the y prime. So we group them together. Everything else should go to the other side. So you would have y prime plus half xy prime equal to 6x squared minus half xy negative half y. Any questions so far? Okay, and then they both have the y prime, so we are going to factor it out like as always, right? For the y prime and then divide it over. So your final answer should be y prime 6x squared minus half xy negative half y, and then 1 plus half xy x. If you want, you could simplify more, right? You could multiply top and bottom by 2 to get rid of fractions, right? So you don't have fraction inside a fraction. So then it will look like 12 x squared minus xy negative half y, and then bottom times 2. I might be going a little bit fast, okay? Because simplifying, okay, you guys should look at how it's done efficiently, right? So then you won't spend too much time trying to simplify, right? Because that shouldn't be the hardest part. So your final answer should look like this one. Some answer will also require to simplify the formula, okay? But I will accept the answer as this way, okay? Are we all right? Any questions so far? Can you raise your hand if you understand how we get the red box?
Right, Jason?
Yeah.
I get it, but how come in the beginning we don't like get rid of the negative exponent and stuff? Is it just like easier to keep it like this and then multiply in?
Oh, you mean the get rid of the negative half?
Yeah. Cause like when I was trying to do it at first, like I simplified it into like y, like I just like simplified the stuff.
The
Like I
red,
didn't
you
like
know,
I didn't bomb in some stuff.
for me, it looks more like easier to keep exponent. If you write it in
Oh, okay.
right, or
Yeah.
get rid of negative, you get fractions.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see.
You would have like 1/2 square root xy, and it becomes more writing and more confusing.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
just for me, right? I feel this
Yeah.
way. You're keeping everything looks like a polynomial.
Okay.
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 All right, so let's so A and B is similar, okay? C and D will also be similar in a way. So let's go over C first. Um, any question about B? About any line? Okay, so yeah, okay, so let's look at C. Question C, it may look very simple here, right? You have x squared plus y squared equal to 4. And then we need to prime both sides, right? We're not isolating y, okay? We just do it implicitly. So what do you think? What's the prime of the left side? Anyone wants to try?
Wait, if we have to prime it first, do we make it like 2x plus 2y equals 0 and then go from there, or?
2x plus 2y equal to 0. Now, if you have this, then where's your y prime then, right?
Wait, and then, oh,
Because you already primed it.
yeah.
Yeah, so where is the flaw? What happened? What did we forget to do? Let's see if anyone can find out. We are supposed to prime both sides, but what's going on? How come we don't have the y prime anymore?
Are we allowed to move the x squared over first?
You could, yeah. Let's move it over. Y squared equal to 4 minus x squared. And then you want to prime both sides from there?
Or can we square root both sides first?
Then that will be isolating, right? We don't want to isolate.
Oh,
Yeah. We want to, sometimes it's difficult to isolate y. Like question D, you won't be able to do that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on? Anyone?
Aren't we missing, like, from the 2y, shouldn't it be times y prime?
Why is that? Why do we need to times it by y prime?
Isn't that chain rule?
Chain rule. Excellent. Good. Okay. Can anyone else like see there's a chain rule happening here? Jesse, do you understand why there's a chain rule?
Yeah, I completely missed out on that.
Okay, remember I told you at the very beginning that y is a mystery function. Where do we put that? Right here, right? Y is a function, except we did not isolate it.
Wait, Jason?
Yeah.
Then when do I know, like, in the future, when I'm supposed to isolate or when I'm supposed to do the implicit stuff?
When the x and y they are mixed together, then you just go directly implicitly, right?
Oh, okay.
The question they already isolate the y for you don't do the implicit.
Okay.
It depends on the function that they give you. Okay, So back to here, right? The reason why we need chain rule is the y is a function, right? That I circle in the blue, right? That is a mystery function, and that function is inside the square. So you got to prime the outside. So this part, the red underline is the prime the outside, and then inside is the y. So you got to prime the y. So that's the green part. Okay, so that's the tricky part. So sometimes they would have like square root of y, right? Then this one is you need a chain rule as well, right? Because you have a y inside a square root. Okay, so remember to recognize the chain rule. Once you get there, we just need to isolate y prime. So y prime, we move the 2x over and then divided by 2y. So you get negative x over y. Okay, so just be careful on this step, okay? You can make a star here and you can write chain rule, okay? So this is actually people make mistake, okay? Forgot the chain rule and then wonder, oh, what happened to the y prime, okay? Nothing to isolate. Okay, so please try question D now. Okay, so I gave you another y squared for you to practice. So you can go right away. Once you get the final y prime, you can raise your hand. Or if you still have questions about C, okay, if you don't understand why we need chain rule, let me know. Okay, I can try to use a different example to explain.
Jason,
Yeah, Leon.
I understand the y prime for C, but can you just explain it?
The y prime.
I kind of understand it, but I'm not sure if I understand it properly.
Why we need to times it by y prime, the green part?
No, like how you got that?
How we get which part?
2y prime.
Okay, so why we have 2y prime, yeah?
Yeah, like the
Okay.
chain rule part.
Yeah, okay, so let's say forget about this question right now, okay? So just look on the side, all right? So for example, if I have, let's say the function is x plus, okay, let's use something else. 5x to the 7 and then half. Okay, how do you prime this one? If I want to take the derivative of this function, what would you do?
I would do half bracket 5x to power 7
Mm-hmm.
to power of negative half
Mm-hmm.
multiplied by 35x to the power of 6.
Yes, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this part is prime the outside, and then the green part is prime inside, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So now let's say the inside function is a mystery function. I covered it up. Okay, let's say I don't see it. And I'm gonna call that part the y. Okay, so now the question will look like d dx y to the 1/2. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do the same thing. Okay, so just remember y is some mystery function. So how do you prime this now?
Oh, half of y to power of negative half
And then
multiplied by y prime.
there you go.
Oh, okay.
That's why you need to do the chain rule here, because you don't know what the y is, but it's some function. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so same thing with the square, right? All I did is change the square into half. Yeah? Okay, so the y is like this. Okay, if you finish question D, please raise your hand, okay? Final answer for y prime. Any trouble doing question D? Lex, Jeffy, Joan, Nicole? Doing all right?
I just realized I did something wrong. I'm just correcting stuff.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I primed negative 2xy correctly. Do you mind just like
Yeah, you can say out what you got and let's check there, okay?
negative 1, oh sorry, negative bracket 1 times y bracket,
Let's start with the first term. Prime the 3x squared,
just 6x.
6x, and then continue. What's after that?
This is where it gets iffy, but I have minus bracket 1 times y
1 times y.
bracket minus 2,
You mean close bracket?
close bracket, minus 2,
Hold on. Minus 2.
open bracket x times y prime,
X times y prime.
and then minus 2,
Close bracket minus 2.
close bracket minus 2, y times y prime equals 0.
Right.
It's the center part that I'm really not sure.
And then
Equals 0.
what's 0? Okay, so it's the middle part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So what you could do is you can think of it as, because they are multiplying, right? You can think of it as 2x is one function. Okay, and then the y is the other function.
Okay.
And then you need to do the product rule.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Jason?
I did all three separately, I think.
If it's three things, you also have product rule, but we didn't go over that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a product rule for 3 terms. It's also 1 by 1. Okay, so you can prime the f, and then g and h stay, and then plus g prime, and then f and h stay. Right? You just take turn. So
okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
then
Jason?
that takes too much longer. So you could group 2 of them together since it's a constant. Okay, so 2 and x, you can look at it as one function.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Jason.
Jason?
Yeah.
I have a question about the negative 2xy thing.
Yeah.
Because if we have a constant times a function,
Yep.
then I can just do constant times prime of function, right?
That's right. That's right. So
Wait,
you
so-
could also leave the 2 outside.
And then do product rule for xy, right?
Yes. Yes. That's another way to go.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
So
Yeah.
2 different ways you could leave the 2 out, right? Multiply the 2 at the end, and then product rule only on x, y.
Okay.
Or you group the 2x as 1, and then y is another one, and then do.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I have to pick one way, but it doesn't matter. At the end, it will end up the same. So let's say if I do it this way, make sure you have brackets. So Jeffy, have you got your product rule applied?
I did the first part. I'm working on the second.
Okay. Got it, Jeffy?
I think so.
Okay, what's inside the bracket now?
Is it 1 times y?
Should be 2. Should be 2y. You are using 2x as a function, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's prime of 2x?
2?
Yeah, so that's why it should be 2,
Oh, okay, okay.
right? And then,
2 times y
yeah,
plus negative 2x times y prime.
negative, we're keeping it outside. So
Oh, so
2x,
2x times y prime.
yeah, 2xy prime. Okay, and then of course you can bump in the negative, right?
Mhm.
So it'll be 6x minus 2y minus 2xy prime. So either way, right, you can leave the 2 outside or include it, but you'll end up the same once you expand it. And then equal to 0. We'll isolate the y prime. So Nicole, what's your final answer for y prime?
I'm checking to see if I did it right.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I changed one of the signs by accident.
Okay.
But I had 6x minus 2y over negative 2x plus 2y. I think one of the signs are wrong.
Yeah, so it should be what then? Can you fix it and let me know?
Okay. It should be 2x plus 2y.
2x plus 2y. Okay, sounds good, right? Or you could simplify even more, right? Because they all have a factor of 2. So you could also divide everything by 2. So that will end up with 3x minus y over x plus y. Okay, and this will be a more simplified answer. Any question about this? Okay, no question. We're moving on. Okay, I hope to. Okay, we won't be able to do these 2 questions. They are very similar. Okay, so just word it differently. Okay, so take a look at 11. It says 416 is on this curve, this implicit one, right? Look at the right-hand side, question 12. You have the function and f of 1 equal to negative 2, right? So that's the same as saying having a point, right? This is a point at 1, negative 2. So basically same thing. Ask you to find f prime of 1, right? This one is asking you to find y prime of 4. So they are both the same. So just the symbol is using different, right? Instead of using y, they tell you f of x, right? So let's try question 12. All right, let's do this one. So your goal is try to find f prime of 1. So if you want to do that, this means the slope at x equal 1, right? Then think about what do you need to do, right, to find the slope at at x equal 1 at a point. If you feel the f of x is very confusing for you, right, you could rewrite the question using y. Then maybe it'll look more friendly, right? So you could rewrite it as xy squared minus 2xy equals 8. Okay, if you have finished the priming part, okay, without isolating, can you raise your hand? You don't need to isolate, okay? Raise your hand if you have found the implicit, if you have prime implicitly. Well, make sure that part is correct before you start doing the rest. Don't forget, y is a function. Okay, let's check one part of it first. Okay, so for xy squared prime, Leon, what do you have for the prime of xy squared?
I got um 2y prime.
2
y prime.
Any more?
Oh, that's for the first part.
For the red?
Yeah.
Okay, this part you are missing something. Okay, make sure you are able to recognize the y square. We need a chain rule. Okay, the x is multiplying with the y square. So this one needs a product rule, right? Because they are multiplying.
Oh, would it be 2y xy prime?
You got to treat it as a product rule. Okay, so we need to apply it again. So your first, oops, your first function is x, second function is g.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, try again. Product rule. Okay, make sure you guys know how to recognize when to use chain rule, right? When to apply product rule. Product rule, quotient rule should be straightforward, right? Because you see a product rule. You see a quotient rule. Okay, just don't forget to apply it. Okay, Leon, do you want to give it a try again?
I'm still working on it.
Okay. Got it? Got it yet?
I'm not sure.
You know what product rule is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go for it.
So you prime it first, so it'll be 1.
Yeah.
And then you leave y
So times it by
y
y.
squared.
Yeah, you had to leave the second. Second one is
Oh, okay.
okay, go on.
Plus x, and then you would prime y squared, so 2y times y prime.
Good job. Okay, so when you prime the G, you need the chain rule. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay, now the next part, the minus, right? Minus. Okay, Jeffy, can you take care of the green part? What's your prime?
2 times y. Plus 2x times y prime.
Yeah, and then equal to 0, right? Right side prime will be 0. Okay, so of course you can try to isolate the y prime now, right? But since this question is asking for a value, so what you could do is you can start by subbing in numbers, okay? So you want to find f prime of 1. So you can sub the 1 into all the x, and then when x equal to 1, the y has to be -2, right? It's a point, right? So you could, that way you can simplify your isolating work, right? So I'm going to sub in x equal to 1, y equal to -2, okay? And then after that, the y prime will be at that point, right? So I sub it in, that will give you a 4 plus, that will be 1 times 2 times -2 times y prime. 2 times -2 plus 2 times 1 times y prime. Okay, simplify it, solve for y prime. Okay, when you have the final number, please raise your hand. I think it's a decimal, huh? A fraction.
Wait, Jason?
Yeah, Jesse.
I was checking my work with the one you just did.
Yeah,
And I isolated for y prime
yeah.
and oh, never mind.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you could isolate the y prime and then sub in the number, or sub in the number, isolate y prime. It's the same. Okay.
Okay.
What's the final number? Nicole, what do you have?
I have 4.
4, just 4. Okay, Emily?
I have -4/3. I'm probably wrong. Don't quote me on this.
4, -4/3. Okay, Leon?
4/3 positive.
Positive 4/3. Okay. Carrie?
Also positive 4/3.
Okay, positive 4/3. Joan?
Positive 4/3.
Positive 4/3. Okay, it is 4/3. Right, Jesse? Is that what you got too?
Okay, now I'm checking my work over because I got 8
Oh, you
over
have
3.
8. Okay, so let's.
Jason, I figured out where I went wrong. It is positive.
Okay, so let's simplify a little bit. Okay, so this will give you 4 minus 4y prime, and then equals, sorry, not equal, minus, that'll be plus 4 minus 2 equals 0. If you simplify the number, you should end up like that, and then isolate the y prime. Okay, Jesse, you got it? Still no?
Sorry, let me check again. Okay, because I have everything the same up until there.
Yeah.
So like I'm just trying to see where I did wrong in my calculation.
Because the hardest part is getting the prime correct, right? Yeah, the rest
Yeah.
is just probably missing a sign somewhere. All right,
Yeah.
last question. Okay, last question is something that we've done before, something similar. Okay, if you read it, you probably remember. Find the equations of both tangent lines, right? See, both tangent lines. We've seen something like that before.
Wait, Jason, I got it. It's 4. I forgot to multiply by 2.
Okay.
So yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, so both tangent line to the ellipse, okay? If you remember from conics, this equation represents an ellipse that passed through the point -10, 0. Okay, do you remember which page we had a similar question like that? Please go back, tell me which page.
The last page?
Last page?
We have the circle one, right?
No, not the circle one. Something similar to this kind of question.
Oh, is it the one with the square root? Or no, the problem?
Bravo, which page is that?
44.
Page 44. Page 44. Over here. The one with the challenge. Right? It's lacking. Okay, there you go. So the point that they give you is not the point on the ellipse. Right? Just like this question, the point is not on the problem. So you have to follow the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Get the slope of tangent using derivative, right? Which we are going to use implicit, right? And then find the slope using the delta y over delta x. So I'm going to leave that one for your homework because similar, okay? You said page 44, is it, Jesse?
Yeah.
Okay, so look at, you can write it down, look at page 44. But I'm gonna draw the picture out first, okay? So you get an idea what it looks like. This one, if we write it out in the form of the conics, the standard form, it will look like this. Okay, you can check your conic notes. Okay, then you'll remember. So this one has x, y, 6 units on each end, and then going up by 3, down 3. It's horizontal expand by 6, vertical expand by 3, and then the ellipse looks like this. Okay, so there's an ellipse, and then there's a point at -10, 0. So of course, -10, 0 is not on the ellipse, right? It's somewhere very far away. So -10, 0 will be here. And the 2 tangent line that could touch the ellipse, then that will be, one goes here. Right? And then another one will be symmetrical. Right? So similar to the one that is the problem. So the only difference is the function that I gave you is implicit. Okay, so you got to use implicit method to find the slope. Okay, so find the equation for the 2 tangent lines. Right, so if you don't have any questions, then we'll end the day here. Okay, otherwise I'll see you after the break.
There's no more break.
Oh yeah, and also this weekend, Saturday is the registration. Don't forget, if you are getting your second book, okay, you'll be at Palmer at let me see, 11 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Hey, Jason, can I
Bye,
ask you a question really quick?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
About this question.
Yep.
Okay, so I was like, tangent point is AB, right?
Yes.
And then, so the slope of the tangent, I what's it called? Implicit differentiation. I find the derivative of x squared plus 4y squared equals 36, right?
Yep.
And then, so I got 2x plus 8y times y prime
Yep.
equals to 0.
Mhm.
Am I supposed to sub in a and b for the x and y?
Yes.
But how about the y prime?
You got to isolate y prime and then sub in the a and b.
Oh, and then make that equal to the slope I use using
Nice overrun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same steps. The only difference is implicit.
Okay. So whenever there's y prime, I don't sub in anything. I only sub in for the x and y.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Find the slope at the point, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Any question, Lex?
I just forgot to leave.
Okay.